right, now we're joined by head coach Phil Neville. Get started with opening remarks.
Evening, guys. Obviously disappointed. Losing a game in the MLS when we've had 3 weeks off hurts. Get off to a poor start, a mistake, and you can't allow sort of like their front players, their front four of their best players. They've invested heavily in their front four, and you get punished early on. And I thought we had some really good counter-attack moments to the final third. I never thought we had enough composure in the final third. I never thought we took that extra pass. I never thought we had the quality. What I would say is that the boys worked so hard, particularly when we went down to 10 men. They stayed in the game. They kept fighting. They kept running. They kept trying. I can't fault them for that. What I've said to them at the end is that now we're back on the treadmill. We're back on the grind. We've got 19 games left, 57 points to play for. We've achieved nothing yet. We got a little bit of plaudits after the Portland game for where we was, but now it's the grind. Now it's the marathon. Now it's where we've got to really knuckle down and pick up points on the road and get victories at home, and show the qualities that we've been showing. And there was glimpses today, but not enough glimpses. And I felt we looked a little bit rusty, and that may be a bit harsh going down to 10 men. And I just felt the players coming back from international duty hadn't played that much. I thought they looked a little bit rusty, and the players that had been here just looked a little bit below in terms of sort of like match sharpness and match readiness. And that's normal. Every team that I saw yesterday had the same. And we just got to accept defeat, but we've got to make sure this week we get back to working hard, get back to the qualities that we have, and we prepare for Minnesota.
We'll get started with questions now. Chris Whittingham first, then Mike DiPasquale, then Jose Rodriguez.
Thank you, Phil. I wanted to ask about the decision to send Jean Mota off. What did you make of it at the time? And you mentioned some of the attributes of how the side played down to 10, but could you elaborate further on how you felt like the boys coped playing down to 10 men for 60 minutes?
Well, I thought they coped unbelievably. They worked so hard. They were disciplined. They tried to score goals. We had a couple of chances in the second half where I thought we should have scored. 2 poor goals to give away, unlike us. The first one and the second one, counter-attack from the corner. The second one, the first one was a poor mistake, poor pass, and we got punished. Their 2 scorers, Martinez and Arajo, two players that they've heavily invested in that produced 2 moments. Really, you expect that your keeper has to make saves in this game, and Drake did, but they were all from outside the box. I thought, but their 2 DPs scored their goals in critical moments from our mistakes. The Mota red card is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not surprised.
Next question, Mike DiPasquale, then Jose.
Thank you, Rafa. Phil, it's good to be back to talk to you. You had mentioned the 19 games left. The boys have regrouped this season. We have seen that. Is a sense of urgency now must kick in, considering where you're at in the standings and as you try to climb up in the East?
Yeah. I mean, I think this is where, 2 wins and you're at the top of the table, two defeats and you're at the bottom of the table. This league is punishing and rewarding at the same time, and we know that. And we were a team that have to play at absolute 110% with 11 players, 110% with the correct decisions being made on the football field that don't hamper us trying to compete. And the correct decisions weren't made on this football field today. We had players yellow carded. They didn't have 1 yellow card, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I sit in meetings at the start of the season for 2-3 hours with the boys, and we get lectured, we get presented on the rules of the game and about the rules that's going to be implemented in an MLS game. And I thought today thought today those rules weren't implemented, and it happens. It happens in every league in the world. We have to accept that. But I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed with that level, and we've just got to accept it.
Next question, Jose Rodriguez, de Franco Panizo.
Thanks, Rafa. Phil, I wanted to ask you about your plan to get back in the game after the red card, because obviously it's frustrating for everybody watching. But what was your mindset? What did you want your team to do to get back in the game? They had to fight, but what was missing for you guys to get actually back in the game, score a goal, and get back to it?
Well, I think it's quality in the final third. I think we had I felt we had a couple of chances in the second half that we should have scored with. And when you're down to 10 men and you're playing 4-4-1 and you're down a man against a team like this, you've got to take the opportunities that come your way, and they're not going to be 4-5-6. You've got to take that 1 or 2 opportunities. That's what they did. We had 2 mistakes. They had 2 mistakes and they punished us. We had a couple, I want to say full chances. We had a couple of chances that you think put them in the back of the net and you come away with a draw. And we didn't do that. So they punished us for our mistakes, and we didn't really punish them. We weren't ruthless enough in the final third, I thought, to score the goal. And when you're down to 10 men, it limits the amount of systems that you can play. It limits the amount of changes you can make. And the minute, I think it was the 28th minute, Motta got sent off, and all of a sudden we lost an area of the pitch that we wanted to dominate in, and that's the central areas with Bryce, with Robert and Motta. I played 3 players in there because I thought I wanted it to be a football game. I wanted us to have real flexibility and mobility and quality in the centre of midfield. The minute that Motta was sent off, Bryce and Robert Taylor had to play in centre midfield. We had Leo up front on his own against their 2 or 3 at times. And it was really backs against the wall. And that's the case with 10 men. I think that's what everyone's got to accept. But we still kept going. We're still fighting, and we still created 1 or 2 opportunities that I expect us to score.
Last 2 questions, Franco, and then Andrea.
Thanks, Rafa. Hey, Phil. I know you prefer 1 question, but if I could ask 2, I don't think we're going to have another go around here. The first one, something you just touched on with the midfield 3 that you went with. Obviously, with Gregory out, you had a decision to make. Why not go with someone with a bit more characteristics like Gregory, a little bit more of a destroyer, disruptor, someone that can give you that balance in the midfield? And the second one, with today's sending off of Jean Motta, controversial or not, you guys have tied the most ejections in MLS this regular season, but that's not including the 2 from Open Cup play. Why is this team struggling to keep 11 players on the field this year?
Well, I mean, I think today was unfair. So it's not discipline. Today wasn't about discipline. Today was about poor decision. Today was about a poor decision for me. So I think that's unfair to throw that at us. We're a competitive team. We're a team that wants to compete. We have players that are like to tackle, and we probably need to be better at that. In terms of the midfield 3, I think we came here last season. We came here last season with twice, and it was 2 brilliant football games where we had to take the ball. We played Pizarro in centre midfield, Jay Chapman in centre midfield, and we felt as if that we wanted our best technical players in the middle of the field to really, really dominate possession. And 28 minutes when you get one of your central midfield players taken off, it puts the plan out the window. We brought Victor on at 55, 60 minutes because we wanted some solidity. Victor was unlucky not to start the game because light for Gregory, yeah. But we wanted it to be a football game. We felt as if we could really damage them in possession and on the counter-attack. We want to be a club that plays a certain brand of football, and I thought it was the right selection. We got good balance. We got good experience in midfield. Bryce, I thought was at times really good. And Motta's played the 6 against Atlanta. Gregory did play against Atlanta at home, and we won the game with Motta in the 6. So, and we had Mo Adams and Robert Taylor in the midfield 3 at home, and then we took Mo Adams off and put Bryce on. So the midfield 3 that we started with was the midfield 3 that we finished with against Atlanta at home. So we've got good players. We've got players with good technical ability, and we're a team that want to keep evolving.
Last question, Andrea.
Gracias, Rafa. Happy Father's Day, Phil. I wanted to
Happy Father's Day.
congratulate you. I hope you can have a nice day after this defeat. I wanted to ask you about what happened at the end. We saw you talking to the referee about what happened. We of course saw that the referee didn't take any measures, but can you give us your thoughts about that? Thank you.
Yeah, well, I think obviously Damo and I think it was Dwyer, you know, a bit of frustration at the end. I was just getting on there to get Damo out of it. I know frustration's running high. They had their manager and Almeida sent off in the last game at home. I think it was after the final whistle. Maybe that was part of what today was all about, maybe. So I just wanted to clear us off the pitch as quick as possible, make sure that we remain disciplined. And I asked the referee about the Motta decision. I asked him about if he would have a look at it for us and maybe give some honest feedback. They've got difficult jobs, the referee, and I want to support them. I want to back them. I want to make sure that I'm not that type that consistently moans about referees. But I just asked him if he could look at it and give some honest feedback through Howard Webb maybe on Monday about the Motta decision and his performance. And it was a good conversation. It was respectful, and I think that's the way it should be.
Thank you, Coach.